trying this again because nothing was correct last time, and even now I had a typo. Let me fix that. All right. Hi, I'm some jerk on the internet, and we're gonna do the second stream today, which is watching more Kent Hovind and his stupid open mic that isn't even open in this case because he's Kent Hovind and yeah, well, he's particular. Well, if you're not familiar with him, what are you doing here? But welcome. You're gonna see what's going on. And something I wanted to point out, just as a little bit of a thing before we get going. I don't know if I'd noticed this before, but I saw it again. I might as well point it out. 3 weeks ago, they put up a video. You can see it right here, titled Tyrannosaurus Rex. Now I pronounce it that way because that's the way it's spelled. Let me switch to super old man mode and show you. They also re-uploaded that conspiracy nut pseudo politician he had on the other day. But yeah, Tyrannosaurus Luke. Joseph is functionally illiterate, and I hate saying that, but he is. There have been so many little grammatical oddities and stuff involved with him that I've noticed relatively recently that it's worth mentioning. Whatever case, we're not going to check out this catching up on questions. I don't give a damn about the Q&A. We're going to hit this open mic stuff, see what dumb stuff Kent has to say. Do the usual thing we always do. Everyone cool? Everyone ready with that? All right, let's do it.
Dinosaur Adventureland, Alabama. It is December the 12th.
And once again, Kent is already talking before the stream is actually live. Joseph, for fuck's sake, man, come up with a countdown that you and Kent can agree on that isn't awkward. Might I recommend you watch the film Wayne's World to get an example of something to do?
12:25. We're here to teach you the Bible is absolutely true and evolution is the dumbest and most dangerous religion in the world. Never been any evidence to support it ever. You disagree?
You say that, Kent, and yet you're completely ass backwards on it.
Call in. Be call-in show tonight. Call in.
It'd be a call-in show if the link was posted, but it wasn't.
Get on the line. We're on a bunch of channels. They took us off of YouTube, but we just make us spread out everywhere else.
Yeah, you're going to claim defeat as victory. Of course you do. You know how petty that comes off, right, Kent? Also, I must mention this every single stream, in that they are themselves streaming to YouTube again because they do not care. And so when this channel yet again gets terminated, I and others will most certainly laugh because you're not supposed to be here, Kent. Get over it, old man.
We're on Facebook, Rumble, let's see, X, our own TV app, KentHovind.tv.
Every single fucking time I go through this screen, I act like it's the first time I've ever seen these things, even though I say the same shit every goddamn day.
Instagram and TikTok. Is that it, Joseph?
Yes, sir.
There's about 10 more platforms out there, aren't there?
Yeah.
25.
Hi, let me list everything I can be found at. I can be found as Chris Yamato on Blue Sky, Chris_Yamato at on X, formerly Twitter, but I don't really use that account. Actually, in Blue Sky, I'm ChrisYamato.com because that's one of my many domain names. Let's see. Where else? Oh yeah, all those links down below that I'm not staring at right now, but I can remember. You know, we have Secret Bonus Point, which I think I'm going to change up here in a moment. We have, of course, my main website, Zadara.com. We have RevertivePulse.net. We have FinalZone.net. Nice little message board there. Mentioned Revertive Pulse because that's the other main thing. A lot of crazy stuff going on in Revertive Pulse. It's kind of a hodgepodge. I don't need a chart to remember these things, Kent.
Go live on them, and there's not a lot of people.
5 people.
And I certainly don't need to ask my goon in chief over there, Joseph, what all we got going on, because I don't have a fucking clue, because I'm an old idiot who doesn't even know the fucking Bible. I don't even want to discuss it. See my last video where he doesn't actually even want to discuss the Bible with other Bible believers. He just wants to argue evolution.
Well, watch. Okay. Come do something with that. Okay, let's see. December the 12th. Come join us in 2 weeks for Christmas. If you don't have a family, we'll be your family. Come on down. January coming up.
Say it with me again, everyone. I'd rather die than go to Dinosaur Adventureland for Christmas.
Oh, like a freight train. Martin Luther King was born on my birthday. That was nice of him. Okay.
Hi, you're a piece of shit for making that joke last time, and you're a piece of shit for making that joke this time. You fucking prick.
Let's see. We are an old fashioned, independent, temperamental, fundamental, right wing, chicken eating Baptist church. We believe the Bible is true and evolution is dumb, real dumb. 100% true. Come on, visit our Genesis Baptist Church. We'll join us for holidays or anytime. Just come visit. We've got a bunch of visitors coming in tomorrow. So help us stay open for free. We haven't charged anything in almost 10 years now. April 16th will be 10-year anniversary. So 9.76 probably, I'm guessing. Join our 777 club. So I like what you're doing. I'm going to give you $1 a day, $31 a month. We can be your missionary to the blind and the dumb.
Fuck off, Kent. Their money would be much better spent donated to me, who I promote, actual social literacy, uh, governments benefiting the people rather than the corporations. Uh, let's see. I support pulling a North Korea when it comes to landlords, and lots of other things. Subscribe to my newsletter. It doesn't exist yet. But seriously, yeah, if you're able to support, you want to toss some shekels my way. Y'all know how things work.
Think they're related to a rock, or related to a potato and came from a rock. Yeah, okay. Call 855 Big Dino extension 1 or 2 if you'd like to get involved in that. We don't check up on you. We don't send out letters. If you want to help, great. If you don't, get out of the way. We're going to do it anyway. Okay. Go to drdino.com right there. Okay. 9.7. I got to change that. 0.7. I have to do the math. April 16th. Never mind. Almost 10 years. Okay. So
I'm Ken Hovind, and I've got to be a pedantic prick in ways that don't matter.
Comments on comments from Forrest deluded followers. I did that the other night. I went through a bunch of Forrest comments. If you have some contact, call in. I'm going to let Forrest continue to blabber for a minute. And he gets wondering why the other people get so animated. Why do you have a car? That was silly some of the stuff he did. Okay, let's see. Go, Forrest. No, got to go.
Oh, so Hovind is back on this shit, as the kids say. If you don't recall the Whackin' Atheist Wednesday, which we covered Thursday, he completely missed the performance art that Forrest puts in hyperbolic reactions to things as he looks at this John and Jane video. And Hovind became a complete and utter childish prick about it. It's kind of incredible watching a soon-to-be 73-year-old man behave like this, but this is Hovind we're talking about.
Over here and hit that one. There. No, Joseph. Got to go here. He's in there somewhere. About to pick his nose, I think. Let's see.
They're all part of your lymphatic system. They're basically giant lymph nodes. That's not really important here.
You're talking about tonsils and how they're
Yeah, they're giant lymph nodes. They really kind of are.
They are vestigial, but we still need them a little bit. Then you don't know that we ever needed them for more in the past, do you? You make that part up. They have a use. The hip bones in the whale, they're not hip bones. Those are part of the whale's reproductive system. And you can imagine, just you and SpongeBob, just imagine, there used to be legs. Yeah. No, they didn't. That's not science. See, science is what we can observe, study, and test for us. I can teach you a little bit about science if you'd like. Okay.
No.
I just want to make sure there's at least something educational going on in this video. At least this video is sponsored by Brilliant. Oh yeah, this video is sponsored by Brilliant. Do you feel it? That itch deep in your brain. That insatiable hunger to know.
Why are you making these faces, Forrest? You pick on those other people all the time. You know, it stopped every 10 seconds with something about them. Why are you looking like that, Forrest? Why are you selling Brilliant?
Know more, to be more. It's like there's knowledge out there.
You want to know more and be more? Read your Bible. It's flawless, scientific.
I mean, y'all hear this? You hear the way he's talking, what he's doing here. And as I stressed in the stream this morning, people want to give me shit or say, "Oh, it's an ad hominem. You're just talking about Kent." It's like, I talk about him because he's a shitty person and he's wrong. There's a separation between the two. This is Kent pulling the very ad hom he claims everyone else does, where he's just, and he's doing it in a way that he's just being a fucking petulant child about it. The word cringe is overused these days, but god damn, Kent, this is cringe.
Accurate in every detail for us. Evolution's the dumbest religion in the world. Call in, prove me wrong.
I'm going to you like this, like a sociopath would. I can think of a couple of people I dealt with recently, including you, but a few others, Kent, who talk like that, and who present themselves like that, doing the classic thing of, oh, I'm the calm, reasonable one, when you're actually fucking mental.
Got a bunch of keyboard warriors on your side. That's all you got, doesn't he?
Oh, yeah, keyboard warriors. It's not like all the people who come leaving comments on all my videos and everyone else's videos regarding you talking a bunch of bullshit. They're not keyboard warriors, though, Kent. Jesus fucking Christ. It would take having a sense of self for you to have self-awareness. But your sense of self just consists of Hovind exists, Hovind is God. There's no more to it than that.
Nobody called in.
No.
Okay.
Knowledge that you want, knowledge you were meant to have.
No one calling in. It would help if the link is posted, Kent. Because let's look at the live chat over here. We can show the chat replay. Let it play a little bit so that it loads.
Knowledge you were meant to have.
I'm not seeing a goddamn link posted. Do you? Because I don't see a fucking link there, Joseph. Is there a link? No, it's not fucking there. Fucking morons. People can't call into a show where there is no link, Kent. Also, wow, that formatted oddly. Let's try that again. Oh, it's trying to load up the chat. Yeah, we don't want that. There we go.
Oh, yeah.
But you just can't have it. That's why you need Brilliant. Brilliant's an interactive learning app.
He's actually going to play the fucking ad. Kent. Oh, what is wrong with you? What? You're going to mock Brilliant.
Designed to make you smarter. Maybe even just a little bit too smart. But it isn't just a tool. No, it's a gateway. A shimmering portal into an infinite labyrinth of knowledge. Thousands of lessons in math, science,
The Bible says the fool has said in his heart, there's no God. You're not brilliant.
Wow, there's your response. There's what you have to say. Some magic book full of bullshit says people won't believe magic book full of bullshit. Film at 11. Wow, that's the best you got? No one fucking cares.
You're a fool if you don't believe there's a God.
So what's their purpose?
Tonsils are placed at the back of the throat so they trap germs when we breathe. Proteins called antibodies produced by immune cells in the tonsils help kill germs and prevent throat and lung infections. They actually manufacture antibodies against disease. They're basically the first line of defense against inhaled or ingested viruses.
That's all pretty true, and it's no secret that procedure was way overused a few decades ago, and there wasn't as much evidence as we thought there was for it being helpful, and so now it's been significantly dialed back.
They used to teach the tonsils were vestigial. They took mine out when I was a kid. They took almost everybody's out back in the 50s.
It wasn't a matter of teaching they were vestigial, Kent. It's simply a matter of deciding that at the time they thought it would be medically advantageous to just remove them. They were wrong, apparently. And they figured this out through what, Kent? Through what? Science. Now, see, you're going to take the self-correcting nature of science and use it against itself. Yet simultaneously, at sometimes, but yet here, you're going to take that and you're going to use it as something advantageous because it conveniently supports your initial idea, even though it's irrelevant otherwise to the idea and to what the greater point you're trying to make is.
Now they know there's a use for them, and they don't do it much anymore. Science is slowly catching up with the Bible. There are no useless.
The Bible doesn't mention the tonsils, you fucking troglodyte.
Vestigial structures. None. Now, you can't live without them. The other parts of your lymphatic system have to work harder. That's all. You can live without your little finger. Your other fingers have to work harder. That's all.
Ever notice Kent really loves to bring up mutilation along with whale penises and the like? He just really enjoys bringing those subjects up.
Okay? The guys just don't get it. So Forrest is saying, see, science has learned that they're not quite completely useless, so let's leave them in. Why did you take them out to begin with? They thought because of the stupid vestigial structure idea from Darwin and other people back in his time frame, there are no vestigial structures. Everything has a use God made.
Honestly, if I gave a damn to talk to that son of a bitch, I'd ask him, does he think the penis foreskin is vestigial? See what he has to say.
You think it's something useless? Completely useless? They make up a story about how it used to be used in the past, like the whale's legs. Oh, by the way,
We don't have any understanding about how anything in the world works. We're just going to make up a story. And then this group of Romans are going to take to this story that's been appended to with some dude sacrificing himself to himself and all this shit, and we're just gonna believe that now. Oh, the Roman Empire fell. Oh, all of Europe is under the control of the church. Oh, we're gonna force this stuff, and if you don't believe it, you're gonna fucking die. Oh, welcome to the 20th century where people still believe this garbage, even though we're splitting the goddamn atom.
Pluto called in about that whale 1919 washed up on the beach. I found a video and watched it.
Okay.
There are no pictures of it.
I found a video and watched it. There are no pictures of it. Really? You found a video, a random video, and watched it, implying this is a definitive video, which must show the specimen, but then you're saying there's no pictures of it, which means that this video does not show the specimen, which means you're trying to say that because I haven't found a video of it, it doesn't exist. Which is flawed, but at the same time, you reject such a claim. You know, you want to use that claim here, but you want to reject it when it comes to your theology and the fact that none of it is obviously evident when you think it very much would be.
They said it had leg bones, three bones, about a meter long, and ended with a fist, like a lump of bone on the end. It wasn't. Anyway, so, and that's only one. Who did that one marry?
It's not how that works, you fucking moron.
But this has
One little random change isn't making something completely genetically incompatible. You fucking know that.
very little to do with evolution. This is just the way that medical science has always progressed.
Medical science has progressed in many ways. They used to teach, if you're sick, take out your blood. You have bad blood, doctrine of humors. Yeah, so George Washington died. I'm glad they progressed past that. When the Bible said, right next to George was a Bible that said, the life of the flesh is in the blood. If they'd have read that, he might still be alive. Well,
Hey, Kent, you understand that part of the inspiration from that passage and us understanding what we did in time periods of the way blood is part of life force and effect, sanguine vitae, what have you, their idea was that purging of it, taking out bad, putting in good. So transfusion signs the transfusion, insofar as let the bad blood out and you'll make some more. Yeah, they were kind of running with that same inspiration. The Bible doesn't go into detail about viruses and bacteria. It doesn't go into details on anatomy. It doesn't know a goddamn thing about anything. And last I checked, your fucking zombie carpenter said that, you don't need to wash your hands and shit. It doesn't matter what goes in. What comes out is what makes you sick. A way that makes no damn sense to anyone who knows anything about anything. But go ahead, Kent. Go ahead. By the way, if you could find in your Bible where the energy value of a neutron emitted from deuterium tritium fusion is, give me that energy value. That'd be great. Otherwise, your Bible is fucking useless.
he would live longer anyway. Okay.
It's the same reason why you can't buy heroin and cocaine over the counter anymore.
So what about the appendix? It's thought to be vestigial, right?
Not anymore. In fact, the story of the vermiform appendix is very similar to that of the palatine tonsils. We used to think these structures were vestigial, and then we found new evidence, and so we changed our mind.
Notice Kent is ignoring the use of fancy words that Forrest just did by more accurately describing them as what they are. That makes me think of the quote-unquote gill slits, i.e. pharyngeal arches, their actual names.
Searching for it, and you'll find that the Bible is true. You need to change your mind. See, the Bible says that.
Wow, just because you say it, Kent, doesn't make it reality.
they bring forth after their kind. That's all.
And see, this is all he has. He can't discuss these subjects. He can't actually articulate anything. He already blew his load with his first little, that's not vestigial kind of talking point. So now this is all he can do. People act like there's something to be had with debating this man, with interacting with this man in real time. Why? There is nothing to be had. The stream earlier showed it with the guy who wanted to discuss the Bible with him, and Kent wasn't having it. He doesn't care about this stuff. He doesn't know anything about anything. He has his script, and that's it. There's no point. He's great for mockery, and that's about it.
Nobody has ever seen. You guys make these stupid family trees and say, oh, yes, boys and girls, everything is related. Yes, humans
No, Joseph, you had it right the first time. Put Forrest on the screen.
are related to ducks. Maybe you can see the similarity there. Humans came from a bacteria. This is not science, Forrest. This is a propaganda poster. That's all it is. Nothing scientific about it. You can believe it if you want, but don't call it science.
And again, to the people who constantly are like, Kent isn't on a script, the fact that he has to articulate these things the same way every single time, like he's got a massive dose of the tism, that too shows how scripted everything is. He has the one routine that he just runs fragments of over and over. Never varies, never changes anything. Occasionally will swap something in, flop some words around or something, but it's always within a small set of things. Like instead of saying more complex than the space shuttle, he might say more complex than the whole space program, whatever the hell that means.
And certainly don't make everybody pay to have all the kids learn that. Okay, go ahead.
This is just how integrity
And that fucking go ahead when it's a video. Dude, fuck off. Also, no one needs your goddamn permission to go ahead.
works. If you'd like to know more about all that and why it isn't nearly as big of a deal as creationists like to pretend, you can check out this video where Answers in Genesis makes this same argument, only somehow worse.
It's thought to be vestigial, right? I'm not even sure I know what it is.
It's a tube-shaped sac attached to the lower end of the large intestine. It's part of your digestive system, and
But they also have purpose?
I know this is scripted, but what John just did is why creationists never learn anything. He was being given detailed information, stopped that noise, and focused in on exactly what he wanted to hear.
Ding, ding, ding. Exactly.
That's what you've been doing this whole show, Forrest. You let them talk 6 words and then you interrupt and you don't want to hear what they have to say.
Kent, he's already watched this in full to produce the script for the video. Oh, so Christian admits Forrest is running from a script. Yeah, for a pre-recorded video that he's presenting, that he's created. He's going to create a script in the same way you're going to have a movie script. They're not just ad hocing it. And yes, I just belched there. Sue me. We're doing it live. But again, if Forrest was discussing this with Kent, Forrest would go through active listening and react to what Kent is saying and discuss what Kent is saying. Kent, however, cannot do active listening. He is incapable of carrying on a remotely complex conversation and will only focus on his script where he can. Hence why, as the video goes on, he just resorts to the random Bible quotes because he has nothing.
You're doing exactly this, Forrest.
Sorry, I
He was
accidentally
being
refreshed the
given
page.
detailed information, stopped that noise,
Sorry, I accidentally hit the F5 key on the computer. So yeah.
and
you don't want to hear what they have to say. You're doing exactly this, Forrest. Go look in the mirror.
so he could draw the conclusion that he wanted to draw. Classic.
Conclusion you wanted to draw. You see little bones in the whale's
And I mean, and all this is boiling down to is Kent pulling the classic, super childish, no you.
abdomen and conclude, wow, they used to have legs, they used to walk on land. This is proof of a whole big mystery, evolution of the whale from a dog-like animal. You're doing it. You don't even see it. How can I get him to see it, Joseph? Need a bigger hammer. Yeah.
Creationist move.
Yes, violence, the solution to all problems. How about you ask your friend Charlie Kirk how that worked out? Oh, wait a minute. You can't.
You have any questions coming in? I don't want to waste all my time on Forrest, but
I got a few in here.
okay, go ahead. Let's bring these up. If we get more time, we'll come back to Forrest. Okay. I don't think there's any hope for him. I remember your vision tapes from the late 90s, early 2000. Invited my friends over and we all watched. Glad to see you're well and still. Well, thank you. Appreciate that, Brian. Come on down, visit Dinosaur Adventureland. It's free. Come on down. Okay. Let's see. You have me.
Exactly. Yeah, Forrest would be a much better communicator if he fumbled through hundreds of poorly prepared PowerPoint slides. And yep, pot, kettle, black.
Studying the Bible can open my eyes to repent. Thank you. Well, it's Kent with the T on there. But, well, good. Spread it around. Tell somebody else about it. Okay, please do. Halfway through listening to George Janko podcast. Great stuff. Thank you. Brett, thank you. George Janko, how many?
I mean, did Kent say anything different from the shit he says all the time? It's like a damn security blanket with these people. They got to hear Kent say the same crap over and over. Oh yeah, Kent sticking it to them their lips, them scientists, this evolutionists, sticking it to them. Yeah, go on, Kent. Kent, talk about where the dirt came from, outer space. Yeah.
How many views did he get so far, Joseph?
I think it's like 31,000. Right?
31,000.
Just come out yesterday.
Just came out yesterday. Yeah. He's a great interviewer too. Ask questions.
Yeah, for a guy who's got 3 million subscribers on YouTube, that's pretty low numbers there, Kent. Just saying.
And let you talk. Okay. I would hate to have Forrest Gump here interview me. He'd interrupt every 3 seconds and try to throw you off track. Ken, have you ever visited Israel? Yes, I have. Loved it over there. Beautiful place. Can you briefly explain why you believe in the book of Genesis but not flat Earth?
Once again, the kinds of people you're attracting, Kent. The fact that you get all these flat earthers should give you pause for concern.
Okay, because the Earth is round. Okay, next. I look forward to my drive home every day because of your live videos. Well, thank you. Appreciate that. Be still. Oh, I did that the other day, didn't I? Curious what Ken has to say about the out of Africa theory or the Aryans out of the Caucasus theory. I guess I don't know enough about that to give an informed opinion. We're all of one race.
There you go. Kent not even comprehending actual understood concepts regarding Homo sapien origins and our diversification. Aryan shit, right the fuck out. Fuck that shit. Fucking Nazis. Yeah, he just goes back to his default statements because of course he does, because he doesn't know anything. You would think someone who knows so much about evolution and about anthropology and every fucking field possible would have a clue what the out of Africa theory is.
The human race, okay? The Bible says Egypt is the land of Ham. I covered.
And none of that has anything to do with the out of Africa theory. And the fact that it's funny you claim a rejection of racist ideas or the concept, yet your Bible is very fixated on who spawned what ethnic groups. Funny.
This on video number 7 of my series. It appears like when Noah's 3 sons, Shem, Ham, Japheth, they had kids and grandkids and great grandkids, and we got up to the days of Peleg. Let me get my chart here.
Oh, not the chart. Always with the chart.
Coming after Noah, Shem, Arphaxad, Selah, Eber, and Peleg. The Bible says in the days of Peleg, the earth was divided. That's all it says. There's several theories about that, and maybe they're all true, actually. Maybe the languages were divided about that time with the Tower of Babel, because that's following a different one of Noah's sons, for which there are no dates given, but it's about the same number of generations. So the days of Peleg, the earth being divided, might have been they divided it by the languages. It might have been because of that, small inbreeding groups would take off different directions. Because if you speak French, hey, anybody, parlez-vous français? Follow me, hablo español, you follow me. So I can see Deutsch. They probably divided up. And then if you get a smaller group of
Let's note he only went with European languages there, and also, Kent, you seeming to forget the fact that all the Romance languages are direct descendants of Latin. those being Portuguese, Spanish, French, Romanian.
People, inbreeding, for lack of a better word, you got to marry within the family. Unusual traits can become pronounced and locked into the population.
Yeah, like the abject retardedness of the Hovind. Yeah, drop the R-bomb, sue me.
Like the Habsburgs. Google the Habsburg dynasty. You had to marry royalty. Sometimes the only one available is your sister or your aunt, and they had some strange-looking Habsburg.
And yes, this is probably mostly just going to be Kent fluffing his ego with idiotic questions from his sycophants. Sycophants, I should say.
After just a few generations. I got pictures on that in video 7. So another theory is the ice caps were melting back, and the Earth was divided into islands and continents.
Yeah, it's weird how Kent is how Kent doesn't do flat Earth, but I think it's just a product of when he grew up. You know, during the space age and stuff, it just became something that was unavoidable. So he could never submit to that. He never had flurfs around him growing up. What's really fucking funny is he's a half-assed moon landing denier, and that he thinks we went, but we faked the film. I don't know how that works, especially given that the event, was broadcast live. Had to get television pictures from the moon. It was slow scan TV, low bandwidth. It can be sent over the radio signals, basically in the same kind of tech as a fax machine, and retransmitted. How'd they get a phone call to the moon? Well, you see, when the big federal government, NASA, and the Bell system like each other a whole lot, you can patch in a phone from the president to transmission equipment, the communications equipment and transmission systems communicating with the astronauts to be able to send the signal over. It amazes me, some of this crap, when it's like, it's just basic communication. It's basic radio communication, people. You literally grew up in the analog era and you don't understand this. What the hell is wrong with you? Then again, these are people who think the moon landing was faked and that the planet's flat. And as I said, you somehow have Hovind being halfway between the two on the moon landing thing. It's fucking amazing.
Continents because of the rising waters. Raise and lower the water level to change the shape of the continent. Another theory is that the people decided, by now they're getting, 5 generations, getting to be a lot of people around. And they said, hey, let's draw a few lines on the ground. This is my yard. That's your yard. They divided the land by, geographic boundaries. So those are, maybe they're all true, like I said. Okay. But anyway, there's only one race called the human race, just different skin colors.
Differing ethnic backgrounds come as a side effect of geological isolation and cultural proclivities inside of smaller pockets within these otherwise isolated isolated ethnic branches. Ignoring the differences that different groupings of people share is in and of itself racist, because it enables the idea of, oh, we're all the same, so you need to be like us. Because people like you do not appreciate other cultures. You talk shit about Muslims and the like all the fucking time. You don't care about other cultures, the things that make different groups of people unique. You don't care. You hate everybody who isn't just like you. And in having that view of, oh, there's just the human race, and not and acting like you don't see any other variations in us, is a problem. It's also a problem to act on those differences with innate hostility. That's the opposite end of the horseshoe. But you don't ignore it either. You recognize this person is of a completely different cultural background from me. Their origins are from a whole other part of the world, and we're going to be more distinctly separate than someone who has similar cultural customs and similar ethnic traits as me. But that's absolutely fine. You appreciate it for what I don't know how else to phrase this kind of stuff, because it seems so alien to me to have to explain, hey, people are people, but we're lots of different subgroups of people, and that's cool. I would rather it be that way than everyone be identical, especially if if it all means being like Hovind's ilk. I don't know, man. I don't know why this is so hard to understand. But then again, I'm not the racist piece of shit you are.
What if you believe, but you're struggling with sins he freed you from? That is everybody's battle that I know of. Anybody conquered all the sins in their life? Anybody?
There are no sins to conquer. Sin is a made-up concept. Give me a jar of sin, Kent. Paint it red.
I can't put my hand up. Okay. I'm still struggling with humility, modesty, Joseph. My book, The World's Three Most Humble People and How I Trained the Other Two, should be coming out soon. What are your thoughts on speaking in tongues? I speak English, a little tiny bit of French and Spanish and German and Norwegian and Chinese and Japanese. You should be able to count to 10
My ass.
in 20 languages. Did I tell you, Joseph, when I was in 5th grade, I memorized the capital of every country in the world?
You told me. Yep.
Yeah. Name a country, I'll tell you the capital.
Thailand.
What?
Thailand.
Thailand, T. Starts with capital T.
If they don't laugh, Kim Jong-Hovind's going to have them shot.
Memorize the capital of every state too. Alabama, A. Okay. I think the speaking in tongues was a gift for the New Testament church until they had a New Testament. I cover this in great detail on video 7. I won't call up the slides now. I've got plenty of stuff on this. But
Translation, I have no idea if they're actually in my slides or not because I don't think I converted that stuff over. I've only been out of jail for 10 fucking years. Hovind.
when God told Moses to get the people out of Egypt, he gave Moses some signs. Drop your stick, it turns to a snake. Okay, reach your hand in your coat, it comes out leprosy. Touch the water, it turns to blood. Those signs ceased when the job was done. The job was get them out of Egypt. Once they're out, he could go ahead and lay a stick down, it wouldn't turn to a snake. So the signs were for a particular purpose.
But Kent, a giant rock floating around like the Eye of Janthier would follow them, belching out water constantly. Tremendous amounts of water to feed to provide the water necessary for like 2 million people and their livestock and everything. Still do legitimately need to call and ask you, one, was the rock just floating around following them, or did the water just follow them as they wandered around the desert? And two, at the calculated rate of water, why didn't it carve its own canyon in effect for 40 years of constantly running like that? It would have done that.
The New Testament church did not have a New Testament. It was being written. So until it was done, I think the signs were necessary. Speaking in tongues, raising the dead, healing the sick, drinking poison. Why did they pick the easiest
Enabling pedophiles?
one to fake? Anybody can fake the tongues. Just Kalashana, Toyota, Kawasaki, Mitsubishi. Yeah.
Hey, Kent, you're racist.
So I think I don't fight those people. I think they love the Lord. I think they're just deluded. Okay. I think on some it's an ego trip. Wow, I spoke in tongues and you didn't. I'm a better Christian than you. That's what it boils down to. Okay. So when the New Testament was finished.
Oh, but no, it can't be like Hovind. And here's I used to be pre-trib, now I'm post-trib, and the King James is absolutely true. We're the temperamental, fundamental, right-wing, chicken-eating Baptist kind. Yep, we're the church for you. Everything I know is right. Hovind.
John on the Isle of Patmos, God told him to write, don't add to this book. So I think that's when it ceased. It was necessary because the New Testament church didn't have a New Testament. And if you read carefully, the two times really big chapters in the Bible about the tongues is Acts chapter 2.
Hey, Dave, how you doing, buddy?
And read it carefully. The people were there in Jerusalem from every nation under heaven. This is the ideal time to get the gospel out. They're all there. And so they began speaking in other tongues, and it names 17 languages. Elamites, dwellers of Mesopotamia, Cretes, Arabians. Read it, Acts 2. They weren't speaking a heavenly language. God speaks English just fine. So then later in Acts chapter 10, Cornelius.
God speaks English just fine. How do you know?
Got saved, and he began speaking with tongues. Read it carefully. He was a centurion of the Italian band. Anybody want to guess where he was from? Yeah. Italy. And guess what language he probably spoke? Italian. Okay. So either Cornelius was given the gift of speaking fluent, whatever, was it Paul or Peter in Acts chapter 10? And whoever, I think it was Paul. Anyway, if Paul was speaking, Hebrew, Cornelius was given the gift of speaking Hebrew, or Paul was given the gift of speaking Italian. Either way, it's an earthly language. There are no instances of a heavenly jibber jabber. So you asked my question, what do I think about tongues? I don't fight those people. I think they love the Lord. They're not the enemy.
See, that right here, again, is another thing. He doesn't want to get into anything doctrinal. He doesn't care. He doesn't know anything about the Bible, about other denominations, about any of this stuff enough to actually participate in conversation with it. And you think that would be telling to his followers, but no. All he fucking cares about is the grift that whining about actual science gives him.
But there's a book we have, Why I'm Not a, there it is, Why I'm Not a Charismatic. It's by Peter Ruckman. He's rude, crude, mean, everything else. But
Yeah, why aren't you charismatic, Kent?
it's really well done, covers in great detail the problems with this. So I say, if it's for today, I want it. But I think it's not for today because it would come along with raising the dead, healing the sick. Why don't they do that one? Drink poison? Anyway, so again, I don't fight them.
Hey, Kent, why don't you talk to those groups that handle snakes? See what they think.
But I think they're wrong. Okay. I'm sorry, I should have asked my question better. I'm a believer and find the firmament theory a topic very interesting. I think the earth is round as well, but how does the firmament fit into all of it?
Oh, God, here we go. Crystal canopy. You know, when ice gets cold, it gets magnetic. I think it was 3 fingers thick, just like the 3 fingers I shove up my ass every night. Hovind.
If you read Genesis chapter 1 and 2, it says the birds fly in the firmament. Well, if the birds fly in the firmament, that's the air we're breathing. Right now, it's about 50 miles thick. You go up 5 miles, Mount Everest is not enough left for you to breathe. And you got it with the space shuttle. I think they have to go up. Google, Joseph, what's the altitude of the space shuttle?
Kent, it hasn't flown in nearly 15 fucking years. Also, operational altitudes for the space shuttle were roughly in the 150 to 500 kilometer range. Yes, we use metric around these parts because it's a nice, easy number. The Kármán line at 100 kilometers. Really nice number.
They try to get away from the atmosphere because it creates, drag and slows them down, burns up gas mileage. So I'm going to guess it's 40 or 50 miles. They have to go up before they.
Burns gas mileage. Kent, do you think vehicles in orbit constantly burn fuel to stay up there? Do you think being in orbit is just like running a jet engine really fucking hard? What the hell, Kent? Christ, this man is stupid.
To get away from Earth's effective atmosphere. There's still molecules out there. Anyway, so I think the Earth's atmosphere before the flood it says there was water above the firmament. I think it was a layer of ice above the atmosphere, squeezing everything down into probably 10 miles, which would double the pressure here at the surface and make breathing easier. We cover all that in video number 2 of my creation seminar series. Space shuttle's altitude, 100 kilometers, 62 miles. There you go. Okay.
No, Kent, at that operating altitude, you'd barely maintain anything resembling an orbit without constant boosts, and operational status would be minimal, especially for deploying a satellite. You literally, whatever research was done was literally the Kármán line, you fucking moron. God fucking damn, I almost want to call this stupid piece of shit right now and be like, hey, Kent, you're completely fucking stupid when it came to the space shuttle, right? Goddamn moron. Hate this fucker.
That way they've effectively gotten away from most of the molecules of air floating around up there. Okay, let's see. Explain the millennium. Milli means 1,000, like a millimeter. Millipede has they don't have 1,000 legs, but they got a bunch. A millimeter is 1,000th of a meter. The millennium is the 1,000-year reign of Christ. Talked about quite a few times. Let me get my chart here. If you get my timeline that's behind me.
Note he's always got to announce that he's got to get his chart, too.
The smaller version of it for $10. I give all the references to the day of the Lord. See, the day of the Lord is 1,000 years. The day of Christ is the rapture. And get a King James, because they confuse them in these other versions.
Gotta get King James, because I just know that's the correct one. I know everything, because I'm Ken Hovind.
Throw them away or park them on the shelf, but get a King James. The day of Christ is mentioned a whole bunch of times. They're all on my chart. the day of the Lord is mentioned a whole bunch of times, and that is the millennium.
And killing is mentioned a whole bunch of times because this is the Bible after all.
The 1,000-year reign of Christ, the seventh 1,000-year period. Creation was about 4,000 BC. Jesus came 2,000 years ago. We're now in what's called the age of the Gentiles.
Man, he's got 2 millennia of blue balls. Someone go help the man out.
About 2,000 years almost. And if Jesus crucified and left in the year 28 is probably the most reasonable number. We know that our calendar is off, our Roman calendar. He was born in 3 or 4 BC, and he died when he was 31. So about 28 AD was when the crucifixion.
Now, I'm no theologian, but did this motherfucker just say he died when he was 31?
And he died when he was 31.
Pretty sure it was 33, Kent, unless I'm missing something inside of the batshit insanity of interdenominational arguing that is all of Christianity. I believe 33 was the canonical age, though. Correct me if I'm wrong, chat.
So about 28 AD was when the crucifixion was. And so 2028 is coming like a freight train. I think we'll see something major happen there. So that may start the 7-year period. But milli simply means 1,000. Millennium is the 1,000-year reign of Christ, and it's referenced in way too many verses to list here. Get my book or my video series or my chart. Okay?
I'm not going to talk about it at any kind of length. Just buy all my shit.
Let's see. From Vanata. You really have all those letters? 2 N's, 2 T's, 2 A's, 3 A's, 4 A's. Whew. Okay. Just watch your podcast on George Janko. I was happy to see you on. Maybe next tell Joe Rogan to invite me. I find if I show up to do shows and I'm not invited, they don't appreciate it.
Doesn't get a lot of views.
Doesn't get it. So tell them to call me. I'll be glad to go. I'm going to be on the Donald Trump show one of these days too. I've always wondered what things you and Ken Ham.
That man's going to be dead in 6 months. Donald Trump clearly has Alzheimer's / dementia of some kind. It is on so many kinds of medical treatments to just check, to keep himself going. It's pathetic. President's a dementia-ridden fuckwit. Motherfucker's literally passing out at press conferences and shit. Going to sleep, waking up out of nowhere. Then rambling as if he ever had a clue, but she still doesn't. I mean, mark my words, this one dude who, if I follow his stuff, where he's been analyzing video clips regularly. Yeah. Donnie Boy's going to be gone by pretty early next year. There's no fucking way. He's completely losing it, and everything is going downhill at once.
Disagree on. Little minor stuff, nothing major. He's a great guy. I love what he's doing. He's an ally. My stuff's better, but he's good. Okay. Kent, what is the point of sin if all you have to do is believe?
There you go. Who was that from? Oh, that's from our friend Joe. Y'all won't be able to see it down there. You can just barely make out, but across 6'9" Joe or 3'9" Joe. Yeah, that's our friend. Joe Cool. 762 by 39 Joe. Hell yeah.
Well, God made a perfect creation and man chose to sin. I bet you if you have children, you probably didn't teach them to do wrong. You tried to get them to do right.
And I'm not going to permanently punish children for finite crimes.
And then they just do wrong anyway. So you got to correct them and, tell stop, spank them if necessary, whatever. So we have a rebellious spirit in our heart. We just don't like to do what God tells us to do. And so what was the point of sin? I don't understand that question. We are all sinners, and it's something we struggle against, and it helps us be stronger, actually. Weightlifters go into the gym, lift those weights, doesn't affect the weights at all. When they're all done, the weights are left on where you started. Didn't change them a bit. They changed you. You didn't change them. And the struggle against different things, sins and whatever, it'll change you.
Can't say one way or the other. I think he honestly believes this shit, knows he's wrong, yet still believes it, if that makes sense.
And it's good. Okay? Let's see. Thank you, Dr. Hovind, bringing simple sanity to Christianity. Well, thank you. Appreciate that.
You got it right with the simple.
Cremation, is it a sin? No, but you probably should wait till you're dead to do it. I'd recommend. No, there's nothing sinful about it. Burying somebody in a casket just slows down the process of rotting into him back. Okay, I don't see any problem with it at all. Just can't believe in healing. Well, yeah. How many of you have ever been sick and you got well? How many of you have ever been sick?
It's always this with him too, where he doesn't address what's actually said. He wants to criticize Forrest for in his video having done some hyperbolic jokes on the video structure, but then when people are asking him serious questions, he has a joke answer like this.
And you died. Hurt my finger today. Do I get any sympathy? Oh, okay. It's going to feel better when it quits hurting, and it's probably going to get well. I got scars all over my body from doing dumb stuff. Okay.
No problem. Well, I can't respond to everything. I try where I can.
Yeah, God is a divine healer, no question. Now, does God give that power to a person to come slap you on the forehead and be healed? And if you give him $50, no, I don't believe that at all. Okay. What are your thoughts on geographical locations like the Devil's Tower? Some people say are massive trees.
It's that same guy, Mike Allen. But man, see, Kent, look at the people you attract. That's the problem. Just come on, dude.
Mike, I've looked at that pretty carefully. I've been to the Devil's Tower. I've traveled to all 50 states and 37 countries.
I'm just going to add in useless information to make myself seem important. Something a narcissist totally wouldn't do. He's totally a narcissist.
There may be a couple of them that actually are big trees, but I think Devil's Tower is no question probably a volcano neck. As the lava comes out and hardens in the neck of the volcano, then later the volcano erodes away. The neck is sick, and usually it's basalt, the hexagonal crystals and stuff like that. So I think there are a lot of people claiming
I'd like to note it's funny that he can't say hexagonal.
all those things are trees. I disagree, but some of them there probably were some really big trees in the original creation, really big. Okay.
Really, Kent? Giant trees with a 10-mile thick atmosphere. How big could those trees possibly have been?
What happens after the 1,000-year reign? It says after the 1,000 years, Lucifer is released from the pit. This is in Revelation 20, verse 1 through 7. It's right here. Then there's one more. Then he's cast into the lake of fire. Death and hell were cast into the lake of fire, which is a different place. See, when people die today that aren't saved, they go to hell. And hell is the temporary holding place until the trial, the great white throne judgment. Then they're cast into the lake of fire, which is the permanent place. So then God's going to make a new heaven and a new earth, and we enter a totally new stage called eternity, which I don't think our human brain can hold. It appears to me like there's no time. I've been stuck in time all my life. I don't know how to live without it.
Oh, so Kent, it's okay for there to not be time there, but it's not okay for the quote unquote, for the concept of quote unquote before the Big Bang to have no time. Wow. If it wasn't for double standards, some people wouldn't have any.
How many of you have ever wished you could go back just 5 seconds to undo the dumb thing you just did? Anybody? Okay. I don't think we're going to have that problem. The Bible has, well, I've got all the verses I could find on it. Eternity. Isaiah 57:15, Isaiah 65:17, 2 Peter 3:13, Revelation 21:1.
I did a control F for these words and just had my person who actually did the graphic design for this put those verses in. I didn't check what they actually said, but, I just put them in there anyway, because why not? They say eternity.
The great white throne judgment's mentioned in a whole bunch of verses, too many to list. Heaven, the lake of fire, all the references. I put 1,000 hours into this chart. I'm a visual learner. I want to understand.
Then why is it so shitty? Oh, right. Kent Hovind made it.
And God, what's going on? What are you trying to do? What should I do? And I just want to know. What do you want me to do, God? Where's my orders? Okay. Thank you, Bruce.
On to the question tonight.
Heard you say that she did not believe in the pre-trib anymore. Rapture, just was wondering why. Who's the she?
Probably the girl that you cite as the origin of the pre-trib rapture. It's amazing, Kent, that I don't even give a fuck what you say, yet pay enough attention when I watch your stupid videos to know what this person is likely talking about. That's incredible. And shows how pathetic you are. Yet another point showing that you don't think, you can't think.
Okay. No, I used to believe we get raptured out. I think most folks that study the Bible realize Jesus'
Not what the person's asking.
disciples are going to be caught. The word rapture simply means to snatch away, grab something and snatch it
That's the other thing, is that these people really need to understand how they have to phrase their questions to Hovind. They have to be very explicit and very dumbed down, or this man gets confused.
away, And so rapturo, I think there's a couple of Greek word or something. But the rapture takes place when we are caught up to be with him in the clouds. It's mentioned in Matthew 24, mentioned in Luke 21, Mark 13, 1 Thessalonians 4. There's quite a few verses on this. I will hear the rapture, the day of Christ. Gee whiz, I can't read my own writing. That's because it's typed in here, real tiny words. That's all the references. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Boy, he's been peddling this thing for like decades now. You think he'd have it memorized.
About 13 times this catching away is mentioned in the Bible, and they're all right here on the chart, right there. So the idea that there's a tribulation time, a time of tribulation, I think most folks, scholars agree, there's a 7-year period of tribulation. In 1830, they started teaching we get raptured out before the tribulation starts. And I fell for it. That's what Schofield Bible taught. That's what the Dake Study Bible teaches. It's just not true. As I really poured
According to you.
myself into, I said, we're here for the troll tribulation. We get raptured out after the tribulation, before the wrath of God falls. See, the wrath of God comes in the day of the Lord.
Just can't get over how stupid this all is. It's so fucking dumb.
That is part of this 1,000-year period.
All right, we got the white drone the judgment here, and the holy judgment, and the whatever the fuck, and I had it in my head and then I forgot it.
It's about 3 years, 1,040 days of the wrath of God being poured out, and all the verses for that are all in real small print on here. Get the big poster. So yeah,
I make more money off of it.
I wish the pre-trib rapture was true. I love all the songs, it can happen in a moment, in a twinkling of an eye, soon and very soon, we're going to see the King. It's not true. And a lot of Christians are going to get disappointed when they see themselves going through the tribulation and wondering why God. See, they think when bad things happen from the world, that's God doing it to them. No. The heathen, the world's always hated us and wants to hurt us.
Oh, poor Christian. The world always hated us. No, but you kinda don't earn any favors by being fucking pricks. Constantly coming into perfectly stable cultures and raping them of resources, and telling them if they don't believe this magic bullshit that they're going to die by the very people's hands coming to save them. People really, really just love having their entire existences turned upside down because of your particular favorite fairy tales.
Look at Charlie Kirk.
Fuck Charlie Kirk.
Watch your videos quite some time. First time tuning into a live stream. Well, thank you, Cody. Call in anytime. You believe the death of the Son?
Oh yeah, I gotta bring this up because I have to every time. I don't care official stories, conspiracies, what have you. As far as it goes, the person who shot the fucker was another right-wing nut job. So yeah, this isn't the persecution you think it is, buddy.
Falls into Scripture anywhere or play any role in the end of times. Jesus' disciples asked him, Lord, when are you coming and what's the sign? That's in Matthew 24 and in Mark 13 and in Luke 20.
Cody here asking some guy who thinks the universe is going to be a max of 10,000 years by the time it's all said and done, if even more like 6 to 7,000, about the freaking death of the Son. People almost have a clue that this is all bullshit, yet clearly not enough.
21. He talks about the tribulation for 20 verses or so. And every time they asked him, what's the sign? He said, the sun and the moon go dark. That's the sign. And the sun and the moon going dark is mentioned, let's see, Isaiah 13:10, Isaiah 24:3, Ezekiel 32:7, Joel
I know he is very much not good at theology at all. Hovind fucking sucks at this.
2:2, Joel 2:31, Joel 3:15, Matthew 24:29, Mark 13:24, Luke 21:25, Acts 2:20, Revelation 6:12. All those times the sun and the moon going dark. It doesn't say it's going to stay dark. It may, I don't know. It doesn't say. So Bible's silent. But anyway, yeah, the sun.
Bible doesn't say a lot of stuff. You know it does, Kent. So why don't you just make up answers to that question too?
There's going to be no need of the sun in the New Jerusalem because Jesus Christ is the light thereof. I didn't see enough Bible verses to make a dogmatic stand on that one. Okay. I believe 2023 is the end of it all. I think that's when the belief. Okay. Go for it.
And again, the patheticness of these people. Like this should be a point where after this reaction, they just are like, nope, no more Hovind, and find some other slightly less crazy nut job to get their theological fix from, because they're being fucking laughed at by Joseph and whoever else is there in little GBC compound.
2032, I said, okay. Kent, thank you for winning my soul. Doc, love you in the ministry of your college courses. Well, thank you. Joshua, tell somebody else about it. Spread it around.
College courses. College courses. Kent Hovind's teaching capabilities are at a 4-year-old level.
Okay. Just can't believe in Yetis. You mean the abominable snowman? Oh, is it a cup, a drink, a Yeti?
I think he's talking about the snowman there, yeah.
I don't know. Never seen one. Last question. I have a 3-year-old. What's the best way to introduce him to Jesus and try to guide him correctly? Well, Bryce,
have you tried setting the child down, taking a Bible, and beating them? Because that seems to be the MO from troglodytes like Kent.
At that age, most of them don't have the capability of comprehending enough. Now, my daughter did. My daughter was...
Oh, of course she did. Of course Marlissa did. Your daughter's just the best thing ever.
3 begging, can I please get saved, Daddy? Oh, you're too young. Oh, please, Daddy, I need to get saved. And so...
Oh, because all you ever did was talk about this shit and tell them how horrible that she was and how she deserved hell unless she accepted this stuff, because that's what people like you do, Kent.
I don't know. She was really smart, still is, and I think that it's different with every kid.
Can't be that smart if she works with Eric and the rest of the family on their bullshit.
Most people, they teach what's called the age of accountability. Now, that phrase is not found in the Bible. It's more of a... And it really...
It's also not found in any legal text that we acknowledge here at Dinosaur Adventureland. That's why Chris Jones is able to come visit whenever he wants.
It comes from basically one passage. King David's baby died. And they said, and David was crying before while the baby was sick. And when the baby died, instead of mourning, he just went back to work. People said, David, you got it backwards. He said, no. While he said, how's the phrase go? I cannot bring him back to me, but I shall go to him. So from that, I think most people conclude that, I don't know what verse that's in, 1 Samuel something or other, that all babies go to heaven before whatever age they're able to account for their own sin. Maybe 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't.
Oh, if that's the case, Kent, what about uncontacted tribes and the like? What about people in general if they're not made aware of this concept? Do they get a free ride too? Because if so, the best thing to do would be to never bring this stuff up to anybody. And there you go, problem solved.
Because it's different with every child. I would just teach Bible stories to them. Teach them. How do we know right from wrong?
How do I get a wife if no one will marry me? Oh, I got to do the R word? Okay.
Teach them about sin. That's bad. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's bad to teach people about sin because it's a made-up concept and you're trying to punish people for being human with this kind of thought crime. That's fucking monstrous, you sick fucks.
And so there's probably a lot of other people dealing with 3, 4, 4-year-olds, children's pastors and stuff would have better information than I would on that one. Spinosaurus, similar to a crocodile based on the fossil record. Wouldn't matter to me, I guess, Kyle. I don't know.
I don't care about that. I'm Dr. Dino. I don't care about dinosaurs, though.
What are your thoughts on Nephilim? Brother, I wish I knew. Eugene, it mentions this in the Bible several times. There were giants in the earth.
I mean, look at this. Half this stuff is just, I don't know. I don't care. I don't know. I wish I knew. How do you look up to this guy? How does anyone look at this guy and think, oh yeah, he's the person I'm going with for all my theological quandaries?
In those days, I think quite a few huge skeletons have been found and hidden, primarily by the Smithsonian, but other people are hiding them. We got a whole series of books. Are they on the Science Center now?
Yeah, that dumbass who tried to go proselytize the people of North Sentinel Island. Not only did he deserve everything that happened to him, but he deserves ridicule for the remainder of time's existence. Fuck that guy.
Joey, when you give the tour, all the books about giants, are they in the Science Center room? They're not in my library anymore. We probably got what? How many books do you think? 5, 6, 7 books? I can't hear what she said.
Yes.
Yes, what? 5, 6. Okay. There are quite a few books that have been written on this topic of evidence of giant people. I mean, like 15, 20 feet tall being found. I can't prove it wrong. And if they found a 20
Kent probably thinks the Cardiff Man is real.
foot human skeleton, what would the evolutionists say? Smithsonian, go get it, grab it, quick, get it out of here. You know, because it
Yes, the claims of conspiracy.
goes against their theory. They want you to think we started like a chimpanzee. We're getting bigger, better, stronger, smarter. And I think exact opposite is true. So still having 20% off all DVDs till DVDs till January. Yes, sir. Bobby. That's Bobby?
Yeah, that's fine.
She's asking or telling?
She's telling.
What's she telling?
Well, it was your idea.
I like the idea, yeah. Get any of my DVD 20% off until January to get Christmas presents or something. Better hurry, though, to get them out in time for Christmas.
Things like that. Why did she phrase it still having? She was going to put that comment in and Joseph was going to put it in. It could have just been, she could have just been, remember, all DVDs are 20% off.
Will you explain God's providence as far as major historical events and their timing? I don't think we're going to know all that till we see it in retrospect. Look back. It's easier to look back on history and see where God, provided things and to look as it
Of course. You don't have an answer to that, Kent. You don't have answers to anything.
as it happens. We don't see it very much. Like George Washington, how many bullet holes? 4 bullet holes in his coat.
Yeah, I heard that.
And the Indians said, we tried to kill the guy. It couldn't kill him, So, is it providence? I don't know. There's hundreds of stories like that. So I think we'll see that looking back, like when you could have been really hurt or something,
Kind of wish I had Cam set up because I'm eye rolling like crazy here.
Okay. Okay. Kent, where's your evidence that several inches of crystal clear ice, probably in the form of metallic hydrogen, existed 20 miles up in the atmosphere?
Metallic hydrogen would not have been ice, you fucking morons. Ice is a form of water. Metallic hydrogen is not water. It is hydrogen under very particular pressures. They are not the same thing. What the hell is wrong with you people? Oh, right.
I don't have to have evidence. I say that's my theory.
Oh, hell, that's crybaby. Now I feel bad. Although I guess Kent may have said metallic. If Crybaby's bringing it up, then Kent might have said metallic hydrogen. So really my attack would have been on Kent for saying it, because Crybaby wouldn't just be bringing up something that Kent didn't say. So I guess I'm still valid in my rant.
We have evidence that people used to live to be...
So to Big Bad Mama / Creationist Crybaby, sorry for that moment where it seemed like I was getting pissy with you. No, it was really more directed at Kent vicariously through your structuring of the comment, which was most certainly the way Kent would have said things. Because now that I think about it, I do think I actually remember mentioning metallic hydrogen before and me going through that same rant before.
Older, 900, there's lots of historical evidence like the legends of a golden age. Why would so many different countries, non-Christian countries,
I don't know, Kent. Probably because life sucks and people like making up stories, and stories about life not sucking are really nice.
have a legend? Oh man, used to live to be 1,000. Something was different. The
Not every culture has that. In fact, most of them don't have this crazy, super long-lived thing going on in conjunction with other stuff.
Hebrews have always taught there was a crystal canopy above. But see, here's the problem, crybaby. I'm not asking everybody to pay for my theory
That is completely fucking irrelevant to whether it's true or not, Kent. And you've got to understand that. That has no bearing on it.
to be taught in the public schools. You guys are demanding that everybody pay for your religion to be taught in the public schools. That's the difference that you will never admit or
It's not a religion. Also, don't tell me what I will or won't do, fuckface.
understand even. Okay? Do you agree with our president on most things I've seen so far? I think he's doing a great job. I pray for him often. Okay? Thrilled with what he's doing.
You would be. I mean, if anyone needed verification on how much of a piece of shit you are, that right there, you sucking off Donnie boy. But, you know, you're garbage. He's garbage. MAGA's garbage. Most of the American political machine is garbage. And apparently a good chunk of the population is garbage. Whatever.
Just can't believe in unicorns. Well, we tend to think because of the syllable uni in there, that it means a single horn. There are quite a few animals with a horn. There are several dinosaurs. What's that big one with the giant horn? I forget the name of it now. But
Let's just say Dr. Dino doesn't know the name of dinosaurs.
I think the Bible mentions them. It doesn't say what it is. Maybe it has nothing to do with having a horn. Maybe it's the name of an animal, and unicorn is, a frog. I don't know. So I don't think there's enough to be dogmatic. Billy, you got one? A unicorn? Anybody? Doesn't matter to me.
Yeah, I mean, I think it was that Siberian unicorn.
Siberian, what was that thing called? Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, he's gone a few days without bringing up his open letter to Donald Trump. Maybe he's going to do a February 2026 edition.
But they did a book in 2008 called Return of the Unicorn, and it was about the great single-horned rhinoceros in Africa.
Great single-horned rhinoceros?
It was called rhinoceros unicorn.
Yeah. Okay. Not worth fighting over to me. Okay?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's about it.
Good. I'm ready for a break.
I've not done any actual work. I'm just Ken Hovind. I do fuck all day, and I'm ready for a break.
Ready for a break tonight. Let's see. Who was the Jewish historian that talked about the firmament?
Josephus.
Who?
Josephus.
Did Josephus cover that firmament?
That's Joseph's wife asking that, Bobby Shackelford, again.
I think so.
I got his book right there. The kind of orange, big, tall stuff. Yeah, hand me that, would you, brother?
And it's like, she's right there. Why didn't she just ask like normal? Oh, right, because women can't speak up against the Hovind. Well, not even against it, just in the presence of the Hovind.
Right there. Yep, Josephus. He was an ancient historian in about the time of Jesus Christ. I think if you go to avpublications.com, they've done a lot of research on some of this is forgeries, post
It could be all of it is forgeries.
Christian time. They want to say, claim it happened before. So I don't know where he talks about unicorn, but if you can find where he does, let me know. I'll look it up in here.
No, the ice canopy.
Oh, ice canopy. Okay. Ice canopy. I've not read the whole thing.
Flavius Josephus.
Yeah, Flavius Josephus. That's him. Okay. Anything else?
Nothing
Yeah,
to
thank you, brother.
report. I'll let you get out of here on that.
All right. Thank you. Thank you. Tomorrow, nothing. Sunday morning, going to start a whole new series. If I can get ready. I've been up half the night for the next 3 nights, brother, getting ready on this. Yep.
The second
He's been sitting on the toilet watching animal videos.
Samuel is where David talks about being with his son.
Oh, Dave, 2 Samuel when the baby dies. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. See you Sunday morning. Bye.
Fuck off, Kent. But hey, we did it. 2 streams in a row. Covered his Thursday and Friday videos. We are current enough on the Hovind garbage as we need to be. I'm tired. I'm going to go grab something to eat. Play some Guild Wars. Maybe Castlevania. I don't know. I hadn't fired up Symphony of the Night in a while. But I'm going to enjoy my afternoon. Also, if I can convince myself to actually work on it, I may begin getting the merch shop open. So yeah, be sure to be on the lookout on Discord and like for that. That being said, I'm out of here. Catch you.